Hi, welcome. This is a 30-minute beginner or intermediate class all about crescent pose. Crescent pose, sometimes called crescent lunge, sometimes called Vinyasa, has lots of modifications. You can do high lunge, you can do low lunge, crescent moon with a twist, crescent moon with a reverse twist. We're gonna play with a bunch of those variations today. So physically, it's a challenging class, but I will walk you through it. It's not gonna be an overload of vocabulary and movement that you don't quite understand. But this will introduce you to a bunch of variations of crescent pose, which you will see all the time in Vinyasa yoga. So get yourself ready to go and let's do it. We'll start today in either Sukhasana, crisscross applesauce, or Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Letting your knees open up and drop heavy. Reaching from the crown of your head up tall. Engaging and tucking in those floating ribs so that while you stand tall, you're not arching your back and sticking out your ribs, but engaging and lifting and making one long line from your tailbone all the way up through the crown of your head. You can have your hands on your ankles like I do, or rest them on your knees, you choose. We're just gonna take a moment here to start to calm down our breath, calm down our thoughts, give ourselves the permission and the space to have this time to ourselves. A few breaths here. Breath in, breath out. One last inhale, and one last exhale. And then just to wake it up real easy, let's start with rotating your neck around. Sometimes it's best to go right back to the simple movements. And switch directions. Exhale as your chin starts to fall towards your chest, and inhale as your throat opens up. Already working on finding that rhythm in your breath. Without thinking about it too hard, gently come onto your hands and knees. Hands right under your shoulders, knees right under your hips. Plant through all four corners of your palms. Don't just dump the weight into your wrist crease. Use all four corners of your palms, press through your arms, find this strong tabletop pose, and we'll move into cow. So belly drops, tailbone lifts up, chin lifts up, chest opens, shoulder blades together and down your back as you breathe in. And exhale, moving into cat. Round your spine towards the sky. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. One last time. Inhale, cow. Feel the position of your shoulder blades come together and down your back. And as you exhale to cat, feel your shoulder blades spread apart and lift up and then fall down towards your arms. Come back into a neutral tabletop position. Again, find that lengthening from the crown of your head. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees off the ground just an inch or two. Hold it here. Again, all four corners of the palm. Don't dump everything into your wrist. Use your hand. Breathe here. Just getting warmed up. Last breath in. And exhale. Hips go up and back right into downward facing dog. First downward dog of the practice, maybe of the day, maybe of the week. So pedal out your feet. Maybe wiggle your shoulders a little, peek underneath one armpit at a time. Feel out the little creaks maybe you've got going on. I like to lift my toes up sometimes. And breathe out. Inhale, look up at your thumbs, and as you exhale, make your way up to your hands. You can walk, you can step, you can tiptoe. Find a forward fold, grab opposite elbows, really release the head so that the crown of your head is really pointing down at the earth, even if you need to bend your knees a little bit to make that happen. Release your hands down to the mat, gently roll up to standing. Slowly, slowly. Let your head be the last thing to arrive. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, let them fall down through heart center, all the way down, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Fingertips can be on the mat or hands to shins. Again, reaching through the crown of your head, and exhale, forward fold back down. And inhale rolls you all the way back up. Arms reach up, gaze goes up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Again, like that, inhale up. Exhale, hands down through heart. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up. Roll up, roll up, roll up. We're just getting our spine and everything all warmed up for this practice. And exhale, hands to heart. One last time, just like that. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up. Arms up, gaze up, and exhale, hands to heart. Okay, adding on this time. Inhale up, and exhale, forward fold. Okay, listen up. Hang out in this forward fold for just a second. You're looking at your feet. Since we're working on crescent pose today, your feet right now are planted hip distance apart. For me, that's 2 fists. That's pretty normal. For 2 fists apart is about hip distance. As we move through crescent today, there might be times where your feet are in a line, or that might be not enough stability for you, in which case I will cue you to heel toe your feet apart a little bit. So even though you're in a lunge position, your feet are operating on this same idea of these train tracks that you're looking at underneath you right now. So your feet, as we move into crescent pose, it is okay if they're operating on these train tracks and not aligned with one another. So take a look down, recognize that now, that for full stability, your feet are 2 fists apart. That still holds true in crescent, even if one foot's up here and one foot's back here. They don't need to be in a line. Keep that in mind. Now we'll move on. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, step your left foot back into high plank, breath in, and breath out, lower all the way down, elbows are pointing back, chest comes all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift your chest into just this little baby cobra, don't tweak your back, don't overdo it, exhale, forehead down. Tuck your toes. As you breathe in, make one solid plank and press right up to high plank, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, look to your thumbs, and exhale, walk, step, float all the way up to meet those hands. Breath in, halfway lift. Breath out, forward fold. Inhale as you roll all the way up. Arms float up, gaze goes up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, step your right foot back, pause for a breath in high plank, and exhale, elbows point back, lower your belly. Inhale, chest lifts, and exhale, forehead goes back down. Tuck your toes, press into high plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, and breath out. Inhale, look to your hands. And exhale, tiptoe or step up to meet those hands. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, roll up. Arms up, gaze up. And exhale, hands to heart. Adding on a little bit this time. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, breath in, breath out, lower down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Tuck your toes, press up, high plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Now lift up your right leg into a 3-legged dog, just a gentle one. Draw your knee to your nose and step or grab your foot and step it up next to your left hand, in between your right and left hand. Drop your back knee down and pick up your right arm, gentle twist. Gaze up at that right thumb. Breath in, breath out, plant your hand. Step back to high plank and downward facing dog. Now the left side, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step or help your left foot through your hands. Lower your back knee down and twist open, left arm reaches up. Gaze up at that left thumb. And exhale, plant your hand. Step back to high plank and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, look to your thumbs. Breathe out as you make your way all the way up to those thumbs. Breathe in to a halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, roll up. Let your arms float up. Hands come down to heart center. All right, switching things up a lot now. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Breathe in, high plank. Breathe out, elbows point back, lower down. Inhale, chest lifts, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Tuck your toes, press up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, from here, inhale your right leg up, back to this three-legged dog. You're pressing your right heel towards your crown molding, pressing your chest through your arms, flexing your right foot. Exhale, shift your weight forward so your shoulders land over your wrists. Draw your knee into your nose, press the earth away, press off the ball of your back foot, and step that right foot in between your hands. Lower your back knee down, inhale your chest up. Here's our first introduction into crescent. This is low crescent. If you add a back bend, you'll see it called Anjaneyasana, but this is our low crescent, low lunge. If you're already feeling wobbly, heel toe that right foot out, just like we talked about at the beginning of class, so that your knee and your foot aren't on a tightrope. Instead, they're operating on train tracks. Breath in. As you breathe out, fingertips come down to the mat, hips shift back, only as far as feels good for you. Flex your right toe towards the sky, sink down. Breath in, breath out. Inhale as you shift forward, step onto that right foot, lift your back knee, inhale your fingers up. Now we're in high crescent. So here we go, high crescent pose. This is sometimes also be called Anjaneyasana. Now again, if you're feeling wobbly, are your feet in a line? If you need to walk out your right foot a little bit so you're on train tracks, do that. In crescent pose, your goal is to get your hips square to the front of the room. You make that happen by pressing through the ball of your back foot like you're wearing a high heel, really pressing. And scissoring your inner thighs together. You squeeze those buns, you squeeze those inner thighs together like a pair of scissors, and your hips will start to square up towards the front of the room. Now exhale, right fingertips drop back, left fingertips go forward. We're in a twist. You can gaze back at your right thumb. Continue to scissor those legs together. Press through the ball of your back foot. One more breath in. Breath out. Hands come to heart center. If this is as good as it feels for you, then you can stay right here at heart center. If you have a little more to work with, then your left elbow comes to your knee and you can press those hands at heart center. Gaze up over your right shoulder into this prayer twist. Breath in. As you breathe out, lower your back knee down to the earth. Your elbow can stay planted on that right knee. Breath in, breath out. As you inhale, right hand comes toward your back calf. Left arm reaches up. If you can reach your right back hand all the way back to your heel, go for it. So now we're in a low crescent, but we are both twisting and reversing. Breath in. And breath out, windmill your hands down around that front foot. Step back to high plank, lower your belly. Inhale, forehead comes up. Exhale down. Tuck your toes, press up high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do that again nice and slow on the other side before we pick up the pace a little bit. Inhale your left leg up. Three-legged dog. Press through your heel.
Your left hip should still be square down to the earth. Don't let it open up. We're not doing that quite, not in this practice. Exhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists. Press the earth. Spread your shoulder blades. Step your left foot between your hands. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, chest up. Low lunge, crescent moon, sometimes it's called as well. Again, play with that left foot if you're feeling wobbly, if you're on a tightrope. Breath in, breath out. Fingertips plant, hips slide back, left toes point up at the sky. Breath in and breath out. Shift forward onto that left foot as you inhale. Lift the back knee up off the ground, chest comes up, high crescent. Scissor those legs together. Now you want your shoulder blades relaxing, but because your arms are lifted, for sure your shoulder blades are gonna lift up a little bit. It's physically impossible to have them completely down, but your arms up. So get those biceps back around those ears, breath in, and as you breathe out, left fingertips back, right fingertips forward, twisting. You can gaze back at that left thumb. Breath in, breath out, hands to heart center. If you have a little more space, hook that right elbow on the left knee. Press into those palms so your elbows are in a long line. Pressing into the palms, rotating your chest. Maybe you can get your thumb close to your sternum. Breath in, breath out, lower the back knee. Reach your left hand towards your back calf. Ankle, right arm goes up. Twisted, reverse, crescent moon. And exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back to high plank, lower down. Inhale, forehead comes up. Exhale, forehead goes down. Tuck your toes, press into high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, breath out. Breath in and out. Last breath in, last breath out. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, walk or tiptoe up to your hands. Breathe in as you find a halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, roll up. Gaze up, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take just a few breaths here. We're gonna do that again, moving one breath to one motion. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back. Breathe in, high plank. Breathe out, lower down. Inhale, forehead up. Exhale, forehead down. Tuck your toes, press up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot through. Lower your back knee down as you inhale up. Exhale, fingertips plant. Send your hips back, toes go up. Inhale, shift forward, back knee lifts, up, high crescent. Exhale, right fingertips back, twist. Stay for a breath in. Breath out, hands to heart, left elbow hooks. Gaze up over your right shoulder, stay for a breath in. Breath out, drop your back knee. Breath in, right hand goes back, reverse. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back, lower down. Inhale, forehead up. Exhale, forehead down. Tuck your toes, press to high plank, and downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, press your knee to your nose, step your left foot through. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, fingertips down, send your hips back, toes point up. Inhale, shift onto your left foot, lift your back knee, high crescent. Exhale, left fingertips back, twist open. Stay for a breath in. Breath out, hands come to prayer, hook your elbow. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, drop your back knee. Inhale, left arm to your back leg, reach back. And exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back, high plank, lower down. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, press to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. One more breath in. And as you exhale, bring your knees down to your mat. Find a child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, hips back. Reach those arms out. Rest your forehead on your mat. Start to wake yourself up. Walk your hands back. Bring your knees together. Sit back on your heels if that feels okay. If you'd rather sit flat on your bum, go for it. Draw your hands to heart center. Now, crescent pose, when done a lot in a class, can be a lot on your thighs and the front of your legs. So we're gonna do a little bit of back bending, which, because of the back bend I've chosen, it helps open up the quads. So come up to kneeling high. This is called camel pose, and it's the beginning of our back bend. You're gonna have your knees planted right underneath your hips. The key in camel pose is your knees are over your hips. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Tuck your toes. Now, the goal is to reach back to our heels. Option number one, place your hand. We're gonna do one hand at a time. Start with your left hand. Right hand at your heart. Left hand on your back, like you're putting your hand in a back pocket of a jean. And just lean back. But see, your hips have to stay over your knees. If you're leaning back and your hips are falling behind your knees, then press back up and don't lean back so far. Now, if this is a piece of cake and you've got it, then you can reach your left hand back to your heel. Again, your hips have to stay over your knees. If this is a piece of cake and you've got that, you can untuck your toes. Reach back for that heel, lean back. If this feels good, you can reach your right arm up and over. Continuing to press those hips over your knees. Stay here for a breath in and a breath out. One more breath in. Draw your hand back to your heart. Bring that hand back to your low back. Help you lift up. We'll do the other side. So switch left hand to heart. Your right hand like you're putting it in your back pocket of your jeans. Retuck your toes. Start to lean back. If that's easy, and you can keep your hips pressing forward, reach to your heel. If that's easy, keep your hips pressing forward, reach to your heel. Maybe extend your left hand. Hand back to your heart. Bring your right hand back to your low back. Helps lift it up. Breathe. Pause here in a child's pose, but don't adjust your knees. Keep your knees parallel. We're just going to do our alternate curve of the spine, bend it the opposite way. Come back up to kneeling. Now we'll do camel with both hands. So option number one, hands are going in your back pockets. Press those hips forward. Start to lean back. Again, with the toes tucked if you need that. You can reach your hands back to your heels. Those hips have got to stay over the knees. And if you have the space, untuck your feet. Whether or not you release your neck all the way back is up to you. Some people aren't comfortable with that and they prefer to keep their neck lifted, gazing at the ceiling, or you can seek out the baseboard behind you with your eyeballs. One more breath in. One at a time, bring both hands back to your low back. Lift up and back to that child's pose. Sit yourself up, swing your legs out in front of you. Come all the way down onto your back. We'll do a brief twist here. Bring both knees into your chest. Drop your knees over to the left. Your right arm can be out in a T or out in a cactus. Gaze over your right shoulder. Draw your knees back to center, and opposite side, drop your knees over to the right, gazing over your left shoulder. Draw your knees back to your chest. Pull them nice and snug into your chest. Wrap your arms all the way around your shins. Give yourself a nice big hug. Maybe roll yourself into a little tiny ball. Your nose into your knees for 3, 2, 1, and release. Set up into Shavasana. Your legs fall wide, your arms are away from your body. Press into your elbows and scoot your shoulder blades under so your chest naturally falls open. Take a few minutes here to give yourself a big hug for taking the time out of your day to practice some yoga. Stay here and slow down your breath, and I'll call your attention back to finish class. Gently wake up your body, draw some movement back, maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your eyebrows. Roll onto your favorite side in the fetal position. Pull your knees really close into your chest. Keeping your eyes closed or partially closed if that feels better. Gently use your hands, press yourself up to seated. From a seated position, draw your hands to heart center, pressing your thumbs into your heart in honor of your unique spirit. We'll take one last breath in together, and cleansing exhale. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here. I hope you loved it. If you haven't already, click in the link below in the description box to sign up for my email list so we can stay in touch, and I'll see you next time.